Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Secret Files 3. So, last we left off, Nina and Max were thinking about just eloping and skipping their actual marriage ceremony and going to Australia to get some much-needed alone time. But then what appeared to be a police anti-terrorist unit busted in to arrest Max, saying they had a warrant for his arrest. But they never showed us the warrant. They didn't have Polizei on their armor at all. And there's no official record of Max's request. So after filing a missing persons report, Nina is now going to look for some clues to see where Max could be, as he seemed to almost be expecting. Notably, it seems Nina had a much easier time filing a missing persons report this time than in the first game. I'm kind of surprised they didn't reference that, but... And we can let the our new narrator something so too.
Nina has scarcely woken from her apocalyptic dream when the shock hits her. Max is being arrested. But why? What did Max mean when he called out? Nina decides to search his apartment to follow the trail that begins with their honeymoon in Australia.
I also went and tried to rebalance the sound, so hopefully the voices should be a little bit more clear and louder. Audible. So with that, let's get started. We can go to a passage, we can look at the apartment, but let's look at everything first.
The color of this kitchen is conclusive proof that you shouldn't let a man pick the furniture. But it is Max's apartment, and he really likes red.
I don't know, I kind of like it. I think with a little work, you could kind of make this like a retro 50s setup, and that red would be a good fit for it. Instead of like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, this almost looks like concrete, and he's got like this what do they call it, the modern look. I'm not a huge art buff, but like this is some modern style, and this is, you know, in a bunker. Looks like they busted the door up pretty bad there. But notably this glass is broken too. I don't know if that's because, I presume maybe they bent this frame and they got out the lock or used their battery RAM or whatever they did, but also almost looks like they could have just punched out the glass and reached around to get that, but I don't think they did that because of all the damage to the frame there. Look at this bulletin board.
5 matches into the 11-12 German Bundesliga. Mainz at the top, Schalke at the bottom, the favorites somewhere midfield.
That sounds like it might be a clue to something later.
Those are all Max's books. I don't think those old books are really gonna help.
Not yet. Alright, let's see what else is here.
Good God, that is ugly.
Wow. Flaming much?
A map of Australia. We were supposed to honeymoon there before Max got himself kidnapped.
Right, is there anything noticeable on here?
Broken Hill. Soldiers of fortune sought gold there in vain in 1867. But the rich deposits of lead, silver, and zinc sulfate are still being mined today.
Okay, so we can get information on each of them.
Hobart, capital of Tasmania and way off the beaten track. Supposedly, that's where the legendary Errol Flynn was born. Melbourne has been ranked the world's most livable city 3 times so far. Adelaide, the driest city in the driest state of the driest country on the driest continent in the world. Friends of ours went there for a jazz festival once. Sydney, not the capital of Australia. Brisbane, once a penal colony, now the capital of Queensland. Townsville, James Cook called the island he discovered off the coast in 1770 Magnetic Island because his ship's compass went wild during the approach. Alice Springs, home of the annual Henley-on-Todd Regatta, the only boat race in the world that takes place on land.
So Max must have been really into Australia if he had this map complete with like the seal of Australia, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I imagine these correlate to the 6 primary states. That Tasmania doesn't have it. I wonder if it's under the same administrative district as. I admit I am not 100% up to date on my Australian knowledge.
Darwin. This city long held the world record in beer consumption per capita and celebrates its favorite drink each year with a regatta where the boats are made completely out of beer cans.
There's some Australian beer named for it. I feel like I remember seeing that somewhere.
Broome. Pearling capital of the world. My aunt has a pearl necklace from Broome. It's her pride and joy. Perth. The Aborigines call it a lunga, which means place with a lot of sun.
Here we have New Zealand off in the...
Auckland. The city was built on about 50 inactive volcanoes. Pretty optimistic.
Good thing Piratas Cordis didn't set off any nukes in those volcanoes.
Wellington. Lies off the infamous Barrett Reef. So many ships have sunk there that it makes the Bermuda Triangle look downright cozy. Christchurch. The city suffered so many earthquakes that its citizens finally had a tip of iron made for their cathedral. No doubt the collection box was passed around a little more often for that. A chic designer map of Australia, made of solid metal. I wonder if this is what Max wanted me to look at. A chic I wonder...
Where in Australia was there... So there's some clue hidden in here, but we don't have the means to... We don't have the means to decipher it just yet. Nothing stands out.
Not as ugly as everything else, I suppose. Never mind. We'll be sharing an apartment soon. I'll gradually throw out all the crap. This bed is way too small. I don't think this particular nightmare is one I can just sleep through.
Hey, doesn't mean you can't try. Alright, so there's... Here.
I don't think those are all...
Again.
5 matches into the 11-12 German Bundesliga. Mainz...
Oh, the backpack.
Max's backpack.
See what's in it.
Perhaps I'll find something in Max's things to give me a clue. Just a book about Australia in there. It's called Australia, The Journey of My Life. Written by Michael Cocker. Australia, Our Honeymoon. I'll take a closer look. Someone's hollowed out the inner pages of the book. There are 3 small flags inside. Must be useful for something. The table of contents is loose as well, and a lot of pages are missing. Chapters 3, 7, 10, and 15 were torn out entirely. Australia. The Journey of Australia. A small... The Table of Contents of Australia, The Journey of My Life, authored by Michael Cocker.
Adelaide, Brisbane.
Australia. The Journey of My Life by Michael Cocker. The book is missing chapters. Australia.
And Hobart. Okay, there's the clue we needed. Now I gotta remember what I said. Adelaide, Broome, Brisbane.
The Table of Contents of Australia, The Journey of My Life, authored by Michael Cocker. A secret compartment. Typical. I'll risk a peek. Oh, 2 keys. One has a label reading Museum Office. The other, smaller one, is unmarked. Why, aside from his adolescent mental age, is Max hiding his office key in a secret compartment? And what's the other one for? There must be something at his office that'll help me, or him. Okay, better get to the museum. All right. The honeymoon led me this far. There must be something here Max needed me to find. Unfortunately, I still don't have the faintest idea what I'm supposed to be looking for. All I know is that Max got involved in something and that it was probably something stupid. Maybe it's got something to do with his recent projects. But where does he keep, or hide, his notes on them?
Hey, he's still got that totem pole first game, and he's got his speakers that I'm sure he still likes to blare loud music on. Aside from that, this has actually changed a lot. I wonder if that's just him, you know, maturing or something. It's like this is all clean now too. Oh wow, we have lots of stuff to look. I need you there.
A lava lamp, currently switched off.
Switch it on.
The lamp heats the wax, and as it melts and expands, it gets lighter and rises to the top. Not how volcanoes work, but a fair approximation. That sure has seen better days.
We grabbed something out of there in the first game too, I think.
Full of chemicals and organic samples. There's a few inches of unused space in the freezer compartment.
Huh, I wonder if we'll be freezing something later. Alright, picture.
Depicts a volcano in a stormy sea. Looks like Cumbre Vieja on La Palma. What's that? There's a thin crack running down the center of the picture and metal rails behind it.
That was my first thought, is that line has to be intentional.
The picture's on a metal frame. It should just pull off the wall, but it won't budge.
Alright, so we found the secret compartment. Gotta get into it.
It's called a leaf and square. As far as I know, it's used in restoration work. Max bought this model on a holiday in Moscow.
All right.
An air conditioner. The thermostat measures room temperature and regulates the airflow and heat setting. When the thermostat detects a change in temperature, the aircon comes on to regulate it.
So we're gonna have to freeze something in there, attach it to there to make the air conditioning blow. I don't know what that will come up with. Yeah, I'm seeing the trail
The
here.
aquarium lights switched off.
I can switch that up.
Switched off. Silence isn't the worst thing in the world.
Turn that on just so if people are spying on us, they can't hear what we're doing. They're apparently being
A
watched.
desk drawer. These notes show absolutely nothing of interest. The two keys from the secret compartment. Max's desk. These folders hold bookkeeping records. I hardly think the revenue service kidnapped him. These notes show absolutely nothing of interest. It's switched off.
I don't want to do that.
Depicts a volcano in a stormy sea. Looks like Cumbre Vieja on La Palma.
That this is. Wow. Desk lamp. Freeze this guy and
Put the tool in the fridge? Alright, I'll cram it into the freezer compartment.
while.
Cool. still freezing cold. If I hold the tool to the thermostat, I can trick it into thinking the room's getting cold, and I'm a damn genius. Max, 007, you are not. Seems Max has a hobby I don't know about. As far as being pointlessly elaborate goes, this mechanism far outstrips the one in his apartment. Why so incredibly secretive? I wonder what these documents are. So Max was trying to solve the mystery of the relief in the temple complex on Potbelly Hill. But why is everything in the safe? And why did Max want me to find it? Oh my god. I recognize that symbol! But that's completely impossible. The monolith on this photo is 11,000 years old. How could it be in my dreams? Was that why Max was so scared? What does this mean? Wait a minute. There's a cell phone in here too. I can't use it without the 4-digit PIN.
Alright. Think...
Record. He and a colleague have been examining the world's oldest known temple complex at Potbelly Hill in southeast Turkey. He found a stone relief with a symbol, weirdly similar to the amulets my father's kidnapper had. The 2 keys from the...
Are these still useless?
These notes show... The drawer...
It's locked, you say?
A map of Urfa, a city in the southeast of Turkey near Potbelly Hill. Max applied there as an excavation leader half a year ago, along with his colleague Emre Dardogan. It puzzled me at the time because early history isn't really his field. I'll take it with me. Photos from the excavation site on Potbelly Hill, Turkey. Someone's made a note here. It says the complex was built over 11,000 years ago, making it older than either the Egyptian pyramids or Stonehenge by quite some margin. Amazing that even then, people were able to build such perfectly circular complexes from stone blocks weighing tons. I'll take them with me too.
A lot of, these look like, poppy seeds or whatever, or sorry, sesame seeds from like a hamburger bun or something. Max like to keep a bit of a messy eater.
According to the blurb, the find on Potbelly Hill casts prehistoric people in an entirely new light. Up until now, it was assumed they were simple hunter-gatherers, not architects on this sort of scale, but the people of Potbelly Hill built this gigantic temple complex a clear 6,000 years before the first Egyptian decided he had a thing for triangles. Then, 9,000 years ago, they vanished just like that, as if they never existed. That might come in handy. What do we have here?
Bible. Okay, well, I didn't think it would be that easy. I thought, hey, there's a picture. I thought we'd have to go back to the apartment and reread that bulletin on the soccer people, but I guess we don't have to. That 504. But we do know that the cultists, at least some of them, are aliens. The game wasn't entirely clear about their origin, just that they oh no, Tunguska was a spaceship that malfunctioned and crashed. That led to the huge explosion because I think they also had a reactor problem too or something, and they found all the alien metals and stuff there, along with other components that exhibited unique forms of radiation that, in more benign cases, could induce plant growth and give you lush green plants where normally plants wouldn't be able to thrive at all. But in a malicious case, you could also use the same radiation to influence people's thoughts potentially. And while they weren't quite clear on how that would work exactly, we were able to stop the plot involving that, but this implies that these aliens, and I don't think we ever saw their true form, were here very early on, that they had visited Earth, just as civilization was developing, basically. Now that I've talked, I forgot O5. Simple code, and yet I can't remember it.
Could be the right combination. I'll give it a try. Thank God, it works. Maybe I'll find something here. No numbers saved? No messages? Nothing. Did Max ever even use his cell? Maybe he deleted everything. But why? A message on his voicemail. Maybe that will help.
Max, this is Emre. I'm still in Turkey. They turned the dig site upside down. They missed me by an inch. They say we're selling our finds abroad. Such Malik. This is about the people of Potbelly Hill. This is about how they disappeared. You won't believe what I've discovered. You have to come down here right now and take a look at this. No wonder they wanted to silence us. If it gets out that... Shit. Need to get out of here. Call me. And Max, take care of yourself. I'm sure they're after you as well. Allah yardımcın olsun.
Turkey. That's where Emre Dardogan was. One of Max's colleagues. What's going on, damn it? The trouble that Max is in right now seems to have something to do with his research in Turkey. Whatever. Right now, that's all I've got to go by. I can't achieve anything else here anyway. And if there is any news on my missing persons report, they can reach me on my cell phone. Turkey it is.
She's on her way.
An earthquake? Luckily just a minor one.
Gee, so they're tracking her with satellites, and that flight code for the plane was AA something. Is it flight code for American Airlines? I feel like they would not be servicing routes between Germany. But in any case, so it sounds like they made a discovery that the aliens were here too. I imagine that's what needs silence. Now the question is, who is watching us this time? Hopefully it's not the same guy as before, as I'm pretty sure we put him under when we destroyed his base in the first game. But, yeah, I mean, the cultists were kind of... I mean, they're on their own side, but their goals were aligned with ours, so I don't think they're involved in it. Other than, they would possibly want to keep secret, but they're on good terms with Max, and I would think relatively speaking, so I think they would have just said, hey, can you cover this up? So, but that's something we'll have to find out next time. So with that, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and we'll see you then.